Hello, everyone. Good evening. Um, we'll just start in a. We'll just start in 2 minutes, 2 to 3 minutes maximum. But before that, good evening, everyone. Introducing myself. My name is Yesha, and today is the 6th day. So it's actually unbelievable to know that we have already completed. Sorry, yes, we have already completed 5 days, and today is our 6th day. Good evening, Madhu. Good evening, Gurpreet. Good evening, Lovepreet. How are you all? Yes. So today we will be completing 6 days of our live batch. And just a quick question. Yes, just a quick question. How many of you have, progressed in the reading module? Because we have done the reading module by yesterday. It was all done. And today we are going to start with listening. So how many of you, have improved in your reading modules? How many of you have improved related to any question task? So if I can have just a small, just a brief description about your performance level, it will be great. No one has started doing the practicing part. See, this is the thing. When you learn something, hi Muskan, when you learn something, right, apply the, no, I cannot do that. I'm really very sorry, Muskan, because then it will be a chaos. Everybody would like to speak up, and again, there will be a kind of traffic, I would say. So it's better that you can type anything in the chat box, anything. So yes, where were we? Yes. So the point is, when you are giving 1 hour to this particular lecture, you should actually try doing some exercises after completing the lecture. Only then it will be possible for you to get good bands, because you are practicing, you are actually going to do some exercises. Some may already have started self practicing, and they are here to clarify their doubts, their queries, all the difficulties. So whatever you have learned in these days, ma'am, today I did that passage which had came today morning exam. Okay, so how much, what is the score that you got in that? I got 11 out of 13. Oh, great. That's really good. Okay. So the point is, okay, Muskan, I practiced first test today, but after giving my best, I took almost 1.5 hours and scored just 27, which is surely not acceptable. The options make us way too confused. Please guide. The point is, what you can do is, see, this is if you have attended the session. If this was your first time attending first session, or doing the practicing part, learning part for the first time, then I would say 27 is a very good score. Because I have seen many students getting only 10 with the first test, and then reaching the level of 38, 39, and as well as 40. But that is only with the help of intensive practicing, doing the practicing part every day. So you have to make sure that you practice the what we say, you practice the test every day, whether it is reading, it is listening, it is writing. It's very important. If you do not do that, you will not be able to improve. So improvisation is only with the practicing part. Yes, this is a platform where you can learn about the strategies, where you can do your best with the strategies. But the point is, You have to practice every day, and only with the practicing, see, this is the point, only with the practicing, it will be possible for you to excel in your modules. Writing and speaking is not possible by, it's not possible by yourself to evaluate or to assess. That's not possible. But one thing what you can do is you can just take up an evaluation session with the trainers, and you can understand how the writing pattern is and even the speaking pattern is. You will come to know about all the things here. But as I said, this is one to many. It's me who is, who is actually teaching many students, and wherein it's not possible for me as well to answer all the questions at a stretch in just 1 hour. Still, I try to do that. But the point is, please practice. And if you can take writing and speaking sessions with our expert trainers, they would definitely guide you. They would guide you in a very good way where it will be very much helpful. Yes, it will be very much helpful for you to get really good bands in writing and speaking as well. Okay. So today we are going to start with listening. So quick questionnaire, and before that, let me just present my screen to the fullest. Okay, I hope everyone is able to see my screen, and today, as I said, it is going to be very interesting for you. Quick questions from my side, and quickly you need to answer them. How many sections in listening module? How many sections in listening module? 4. Okay, fine. 4. Correct. And how many questions in each section? Listen to the question properly. How many questions in each section? Each section. No, 10 exactly. Each section contains 10 questions, and those 10 questions are, you have to multiply it by 4. So 4 sections, 10 into 4 is 40. Perfect. Then, how many question types do you have? Don't give me the subcategories. Just give me the main categories of question types that you have in your listening module. Main types of question task that you have in your listening module. If you can give the names, that's great. And if you want to give the number, then too, it's okay. Okay, MCQ, yes. Then fill-ups, MCQ, maps, okay. Then one is missing. One is missing. Fill-ups, information, yes, of course. Matching the information is also one. No, you don't have matching the headings in listening module. You have matching the information. Yes, correct. Sometimes process chart. No, it's not process chart. Actually, it is diagram labeling. It is not process chart. It is diagram labeling. Fill-ups actually are categorized into table completion, note completion, summary completion, and flowchart completion, as well as sentence completion. One more, the last one is short answer questions. You all forgot about short answer questions. That also comes under completion task, but still, short answer questions is something which is categorized separately. Matching is also there. Matching information is also there. MCQs, you have 2 types of questions, selecting one single answer and selecting multiple answers, right? Now, can you give me which question type is the majority one? Which question type? Let's take 100% you have, and which is the category that carries more of percentage or more of proportion in listening module? Which question type? Yes, perfect, exactly. No, not the MCQs. Not the MCQs, it's actually fill in the blanks. Fill in the blanks, if you see, you have the maximum coverage in the listening module. So what you should focus on, you should actually focus more on completion task. Yes or no? You should focus on more on completion task. You should be able to understand the basic strategies of the completion task, how to write it according to the word limit, according to the grammatical structure. Are you going to apply the articles or the prepositions, or the answer has to be written in the plural form or in the singular form? So I guess now it is very clear how the listening module goes. And the last question, for example, if it is paper-based exam, then what is the time duration? And if it is computer-based exam, then what is the time duration? 30 minutes, 1 hour. No 1 hour for listening module. If it is paper-based exam, then you have 30 plus 10. 30 minutes of audio, 30 minutes of listening to the recording, and 10 minutes to transfer the answers, and 40 minutes continuously in computer-based exam. No transfer time. You don't have any transfer time for computer-based exam. It is completely 40 minutes for the audio and for typing the answers. Clear? Okay. Yes, exactly. 10 minutes to transfer the answers. Perfect, Madhu. That was a very clear answer. Now, let me introduce myself. My name is Gesha, and I am a senior trainer with IELTSMaterial.com. And I am as a mentor to you as well, conducting the classes, the free live webinars every day. And this is going to be for 30 days, and we all are going to be together for 30 days. So all the best for the participants who are going to attend the examination right after this webinar, and the one who would be planning to take up the IELTS examination in the near future, but still are confused to start the practicing session immediately or not. I guess the sessions would actually help you in deciding what can be done. So yes, now let's start with the session today. And today's session is listening. Almost we have covered many of the points. I've closed the chat box for a few minutes. So almost we have covered many things, but it is just a rough description about what is listening module. Listening module is actually related to, I would say it is an integrated skill, because you don't speak. There is only, you don't have any point of speaking here, but still the reading, the writing, as well as the listening listening skills are assessed. How? I'll tell you. The first point is reading. You read the questions, you understand the questions, you read the instructions, and then you prepare yourself in, how to give the answers. So the first skill that is assessed is reading. How well you are able to understand the question, and eventually you're able to give the answer. And then you go for listening part. So listening skill is assessed. Whatever you listen to the conversation, and according to the instructions that you have read, you would answer the questions. And then comes the writing part, where either you're typing or you're writing, doesn't matter. But the point is, three skills are assessed when you take listening module, right? So generally, when you attend the listening task, or you're taking up a listening session, wherever, anywhere, you will not be able to, get this particular information of how many skills are assessed. They only say that this is listening, and then you will be attending reading. But what are the other skills? Those are also assessed when you take only listening module, right? So now you all know that listening has four sections. Four sections. And now, according to the new pattern of examination, earlier we used to have section 1, section 2, section 3, section 4. But now we have part 1, part 2, part 3, and part 4. Earlier, we also used to have one example in part 1, that is section 1, and the recording only related to that particular example used to play first. But nowadays, that is not the case. So no example recording is played to make you understand how you can give the answer. This is already understood. You have already practiced many times the listening module. So that particular section is eliminated. And now the questions are, you will be attending the questions directly, no example task. Okay, so that is removed. So this is a change that you have in the new question paper. And if I talk about paper-based exam, you have 30 minutes to listen to the audio and write the answers roughly in the question paper. and then an answer sheet would be provided to you, for which you will be given 10 minutes to transfer the answers. Okay. But if I talk about computer-based exam, then it is 40 minutes altogether, listening and typing the answers, doing it together simultaneously. Okay. So no transfer time, no extra 10 minutes for you to transfer the answers. So altogether, you have 40 minutes to attend the task. This is the difference between computer-based exam and paper-based exam. Clear? Now, when I talk about the sections, so let me just introduce you to the different topics that would be taken in each and every section. So let's discuss about part 1 and part 2 of the test. Part 1 and part 2 are set in a social context with general topics. When you take the section 1, that is part 1, majority of the times you will feel that it is a telephonic conversation. It is a dialogue. Section 1 is always going to be a dialogue, and you have two people communicating with each other, and majority of the times it is going to be a telephonic conversation. A person inquiring about something, seeking information, and the other person on the opposite side giving the information. Okay. When you take the first section, it is going to be very easy. So the point is, technically, you have to make sure that you don't get any answer wrong, or I would say you should not, take up any incorrect answer, especially in section 1. So section 1 should be always 10 out of 10. Now, if I take section 2, then it is going to be a monologue where you will find a speaker giving a lecture on the social activities. So let's take a camping site, or let's talk about summer camp activities, or let's talk about, a course information. So a person is actually describing about a seminar or a webinar, or she is describing about a workshop that would be conducted in the university. So the point is, it is again going to be a social context, but it is only one person, monologue. Okay. Now, when you talk about the difficulty level of the section 2, again, it is not going to be that difficult. Majority of the times you will find map labeling in section 2 and sometimes in section 3. But majority of the cases, it is going to be in section 2. Because in section 2, you will find the person who is describing about the university location or university structure. And she is also trying to explain you about the map of the floor plan of the university, right? So majority of the cases, it will happen that you will find the map labeling question in section 2, right? Next is, when you complete these two sections, the difficulty level rises again to a level, to an extent, I would say 70%. And then you come to part 3 and part 4. Both the tasks, both the parts or both the tasks would be related to academic context. So in part 3, you will find minimum 2 people, maximum 4 people discussing on an academic project, discussing on an academic assignment, or discussing about a study or a research or any kind of workshop that is to be conducted in the university related to their course. So in short, here the people are actually the students and the lecturer, or it can be only the students or a combination of students and lecturer. The point is, they would be discussing about their academic topics. Next is, when I come to section 4, this is, people say it is very difficult and it goes in a, speedy stretch, and we missed out many answers. It's really difficult to understand what they spoke about or what the lecture was about. So here, the signposting language will be very effective. Okay. So when you talk about the signposting language, it is actually when a person is speaking, when there is only one person speaking, it's a monologue, and then they introduce the lecture, they introduce the topic. They would say, now we are going to talk about the first section, the second section. So what you should do is, before the audio starts, when you have time to read the questions at that particular time, Mark the sentences where you know that this is going to be the introduction. Mark the phrases, underline the keywords, which would say that this is going to be the introduction. This is a first section. This is a second section. Eventually, when you listen to that part, for example, if you missed out one or two questions as well, and when you listen to first section, second section, you'll immediately come to that point. So this is somewhere, this is somewhere enabling you that you do not miss out the other questions, right? So develop this habit of listening to the conversation, not exactly listening to the answers that you need. No, you should listen to the surrounding areas as well, so that you stick to the talk, you stick to the lecture, even you stick to the questions as well, right? So let me just come back. In short, I would say part 1 and part 2 are related to social context. Part 3 and part 4 are related to academic context. But if I have to take according to the dialogues and monologues, then I would say the odd numbers. Part 1 and part 3 are going to be dialogues, and part 2 and part 4, the even numbers, are going to be monologue. I guess this is clear. And I have a few messages in the chat box. Computer is good or paper-based is good? Please tell how to do MCQs in listening, because maximum answers are wrong. Give strategies about section 4. Okay. Now, again, I'm closing the chat box. I would request you can give these questions at the end, right? You can give these questions at the end. So now, let me take you to the basic thing. Like, I'll just describe you according to the statistics. So if I take the section 1, let's consider the difficulty level is this much. If I consider, okay, I'll just, draw it on the screen. So you will come to know that how I'm trying to explain. So let's take the section 1 has the difficulty level only this much. Section 2, a bit higher. Okay. Section 3, more than that. And section 4 is the one where you find the difficulty level to the greatest. So this is the point how you need to go, or how you need to manage yourself in getting the answers, in getting the correct answers. So you should make sure that you get all the answers correct by section 3. In case, if you are targeting 8 bands, then at least 3 sections, 3 parts, you should get 30 out of 30. And if you are coming to the section 4, that is, you have come to section 4, fine. If you get 2 answers incorrect or 3 answers incorrect, fine, accepted. You'll come and stand at 8 bands. But you should not go less than 38 or 37. Again, you will be in the danger zone. You will not be able to get 8 bands or more than 8 bands. So this is just to make you understand. And today, I have taken up the activities according to the same level. First, we will do the easy one, and then the moderate one, and then the difficult one. Okay, where you will feel that the difficult one just went in a stretch. Also, this will be a kind of, a kind of practice that you would be doing in listening module as well. When you would be doing the first section, you're already ready, you're energized, you have the enthusiasm of getting all the answers correct. Then when you come to section 2, you're a bit low. Section 3, again, you're low at least 50%. When you come to section 4, your mind is tired. Okay, so let's see how well you are able to answer the questions related to these 3 activities. And all the activities are different, but all the activities have completion tasks. So I guess this would be easy for you to give the answers, but still it may be difficult in the 3rd activity. Okay, now let's take up the task, and let me make you understand related to the activities. So yes, just a small introduction about the things to remember about listening module. And these are the different these are the different factors about the listening module which are very important. The first one is question types. You should be aware about each and every question type. The second one is word count. I guess we did word count in the reading module, and it is exactly the same. Distractors, the one which actually distracts you. They may say that, the price was initially 679, but then it went to 1079. But the normal price when we introduced the camping site, the normal price was somewhere around 779. They're giving you 3 prices and you would get distracted which one would be the correct, right? Focus on all and also focus on the question and then decide which is going to be your correct answer. We would do that here, right? Now, compass directions. The 4th one is compass directions, where you need to understand the north, the west, the east, and the south, right? Your left is their left, your right is their right. Also focus on the intercardinal directions, that is northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast. You need to focus on these as well, okay? Next is change of plan. Change of plan is something they may change the complete plan. For example, they decided to go on an outing in the evening, but then immediately, they must have come to know that they have something else to do in the evening, and that is why they have changed it to the next morning. So that is change of plan, but that is described in the conversation. So generally you will find distractors and change of plan in multiple choice questions, and that is why you get confused. That is why you get confused. You feel that you're not able to attend MCQs, but tomorrow is a day where we are going to focus on MCQs and map labeling. So do not miss out tomorrow's session. I will make you understand how you can, focus on the correct answer, get the correct answer, and how you can categorize yourself into distracted, and you come to know that this is not going to be correct. You can apply true, false, not given strategy in this particular question type. I'll explain you that tomorrow, right? And next is signposting language, which I said very clearly in the earlier, that is signposting language is when they introduce the topic, when they conclude the topic, when they say that this is the first section, now let's move on to the next section, let's move on to the next category. This actually will lead you to the exact location of the talk. Okay, now let's go to the next part, question types. As I said, majority of the question types are completion task, and rest you have the other ones: multiple choice, matching, short answer questions, map labeling, completion task. We have almost 7 categories of completion task, and we will be doing all the completion tasks, so don't worry about that. And we'll also be doing multiple choice, single answer, multiple answers, both. We'll be doing short answer questions, we'll be doing map labeling, as well as matching as well, and almost 1 example of each completion task. So don't miss out any session of listening module, right? Next. Now we have come to the main category, that is where we would be attending the task. Let's just imagine, ma'am, do you have any YouTube channel? Yes, of course. IELTSMaterial is the YouTube channel, and you can watch these videos later on there as well. You can do a revision by watching those videos. This is a live session going on, so don't worry, you can definitely watch these videos. Okay? So yes, now I hope you are able to see the screen properly. Just one advice: you may be, facing a problem on the right hand side, that you may be, you may be having a tab or just just a long standing proportion of the names, that is my video and the other participant's name. You have options on the top. Okay, you have different options on the top to minimize that particular tab. So please use that so that I don't have to turn off the video, and you can adjust the settings by yourself. Okay, and now let me just do that. And yes, here we have a story. Okay, this is a very easy level that you can focus. Might be you would get all the answers correct. Do not give the answers immediately. I would, ask you to give the answers, and only then you have to make sure that you present your answers in the chat box, please. It's a request. Okay, now this is a story of the 2 pots, and it's a very easy story. So you will get questions related to this level in section 1. Okay, so just make sure that you give the answers properly when you are attending section 1, and always it should be 10 out of 10. Okay, now let's start the story. I've clearly taken up the story in the sequence and what happened first. Sorry, the introduction, and then the consequences that the two pots are going to face, what happened at the end. So what is the moral of the story? Also, you will be listening to that. So yes, ready everyone? Ready? Yes or no? Yes. Okay. So that's the spirit. Please listen to the story properly and give the answers, but do not give the answers before I instruct. Okay? Start. One thing I'll just tell you, just one strategy. We'll do the strategies later on, but just one strategy. I'll give you 30 seconds to go through the story, to go through the questions. Only 30 seconds. Why? Because you would get 30 to 45 seconds to read the questions before you start any question type. And this is there only in 3 sections. That is in part 1, part 2, and part 3. You will not have any reading time in part 4. That is in between. You will have some time to read the questions even in between the section as well. But this particular facility will not be there in section 4. Okay, so here also I'm going to give you 30 seconds to read the questions, and your time starts now. Okay, so your time is up. Now, listen to the audio and answer the questions. And there is no instruction given here. So don't worry about the instruction. You can just answer them as you get the word. That's it. Okay? I'm playing the audio now.
The two pots. Once, there were two pots that lay on the bank of a river. One was made of clay and the other one was made of brass. It happened to be the rainy season, and the sky was overcast with thick black clouds. It rained and rained for days, and soon the river banks were flooded with water. The two pots were floating dismally in the water current. As they were tumbling down the river, the brass pot said to the clay pot, "My dear friend, come closer to me. I will protect you." "No, thanks," replied the clay pot. "I know you want to protect me, but I'm afraid that if the current becomes stronger and we bang into each other, you will remain unharmed, but I will break into pieces." Moral: it is wise to keep away from the neighbor who is stronger than you.
Okay, now you can give the answers. You have 10 questions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And you can give the answers with the help of a comma. Okay, just give the answers with the help of a comma. They are very easy. And I guess you should get all the 10 answers correct. I'm waiting. Very good. Okay. So these are, I guess, one answer. Muskan, please check the spelling, please. Muskan, please check the spelling. It can be, it can happen in the exam as well, right? You may write the wrong spelling even if the answer is correct. Very good. So the answers are, let me just take you to the answers. Yes, perfect. So the answers are bank, clay, brass, overcast, flooded, dismally, tumbling, protect, stronger, unharmed. These are the answers, the correct answers, and I guess everyone have got 10 out of 10, except one. I guess I don't know the name of that candidate, but the answer was wrong. One answer was wrong, or I guess you did not write that answer. Okay, now, this is the way how you would find your section 1. This is the way how you would find your section 1. Easier, and you should get 10 out of 10 when you are doing section 1. Okay, now let's take, yes, part 1 will be like this. Don't worry about that. Part 1 will be like this. It will be very easy. To make you comfortable with the IELTS listening, part 1 is going to be easy. I request Gagandil Kaur, please don't scribble on the screen. Why do you want to do this? We are, we are mature enough not to do this. Why do you want to do this? Right? So please don't do this. Okay, let's come back to the proper question type. Now here we have the difficulty level where these type of questions you will find in section 4. Okay, where it will go quickly and you may have to change your answer according to the grammatical manner as well. Again, this is sentence completion. So what is the meaning of sentence completion? You have a blank either at the end part of the sentence or in the beginning, or you have the blank in the middle of the sentence. Again, the main strategy is please focus on the right and left part of the left and right part of the blank. Now, what is the difference in this particular question type is, I'll tell you. Earlier, we took 2 question types which were just the lyrics, or I would say which were the exact the exact story in the written form, or the exact song in the written form. So you were able to connect with the words easily. Now this is what you will find, that is the question type that you have currently on your screen, is what you will find in your examination. So section 1 and section 2, you may find it exactly according to the first activity that we did. But when we come to section 3 and section 4, the activity is this, but the pattern is also this. That is, a person is giving a lecture about the layers of ice and about the environment. So the lecture is taken from a lecturer who is describing about the environmental problems. So the person is from NASA and he is explaining about all the things, but here the questions are paraphrased. Okay, questions are paraphrased, the statements are paraphrased, and this is what you will experience in section 3 and section 4. Majority of the areas would be paraphrased, and you need to understand the importance of vocabulary here when you come to section 3 and section 4. Clear? So this is what is the technique used in IELTS. Section 1 is always going to be easy. I would say the activity 1 that we did exactly according to the same. Section 2, 30% of difficulty level rises. Section 3 might be 65%. And section 4 is 100% difficult. Okay. And section 4, majority of the times they will have MCQs, multiple choice questions, and sentence completion, or they may have sentence completion completely, that is from 31 to 40. So these are the 2 majority of the used question types in section 4. The point is you should have a clear idea about what type of questions you may have in section 1. As I said, map labeling, majority of the times it comes in section 2. And if I talk about multiple choice questions, then you have multiple choice questions in all the sections. That is, you can find it anywhere. There is no specific section for multiple choice questions. You can find it anywhere. But when you come to section 4, you have only two choices. One is multiple choice and the other one is the completion task. Okay. So majority of the times you will find completion task right from 31 to 40 because this particular task goes continuously. It doesn't have any break in between. That is, it would not say that from 31 to 34 you have some time to do and then you will be attending 36 to 40. No, it will go continuously, and that is what is a difficulty that you would face because it is somewhere around 5 to 6 minutes of audio and it goes continuously. Might be the speed would be very quick and you may lose one or two questions, or you may not be able to attend one or two questions because of the speed. Okay. Now the other part is also focus on the pronunciation and the accent that you will listen to this particular task as well. Okay. Now you have 30 seconds to read the questions and your 30 seconds time starts now. Again, focus on the words that you have around the blank. You will find the questions paraphrased. These are not exactly the same that you did earlier. That is the activity 1 and activity 2. No. You will find, it's not you may find, you will find the questions paraphrased or the sentences paraphrased. So please focus on that. Okay, here, let me just give you an idea how you can, categorize your keywords. The layers of eyes are formed. So it may be formed, it may be developed, it may be, it may be, processed, and then it is squeezed. It is squeezed and compacted. So it is compressed, squeezed and compacted down. So these will be there. Now, what is the meaning of by? So they are talking about the process. Okay, are formed by. So focus on by as well. So this is a preposition where you can just, predict the answer by finding out that this is going to describe a process. Okay, next. I scores are used to understand what happened at a particular dash on the ice sheet. What are they talking about? At a particular location, at a particular time, at a particular place. So when you talk about at, it is always going to be location, place. The location and place are one and the same. Location and time. Okay. Next, when I come to the third one, ash from volcanic eruptions. So ash from volcanic eruptions is my keyword. Why? Because I'm taking it as my main noun. Gives clues which help to. Help to what? Which will help you to do what? To do what? Okay. So then dash is used to see how deep the layers in the ice are. So this is a kind of, here it is a kind of, it would be a kind of, instrument or an equipment or a method, because they have said what. What is used to see how deep layers in the ice are. Okay, so the question that you have here is what. So focus on that and is used. Okay, next is there have been more than. So more than, when they talk about more than, it can be a number. It is going to be a number, or you can take here also the clue that which actually categorizes that it can be a number, flights. So number of flights, and when Operation Ice Bridge, carried by Operation Ice Bridge since 2009. Focus on the time. So when they talk about since 2009, you need to focus on the number of flights. Okay, on the number of takeoffs, on the number of flights, or on the number of departures. So focus on that. Okay. Now I'll start playing the audio and you need to attend the task. I'm not erasing these words, so you can, this would help you in finding out the answers easily. Okay.
For decades, scientists have been probing the Greenland ice sheet from the ground, air, and space. Now a new study uses those observations to see within the ice sheet, laying bare a tale more than 100,000 years in the making. When we look inside an ice sheet, we can see distinct layers formed by thousands of years of snowfall. As snow accumulates, these layers get progressively compacted into ice.
Oh, I'm really very sorry. The audio stopped. I'll just play it again. Just a minute. I'm just going to play it again. Okay, I guess there is a technical issue. You will be able to answer
For
only
decades,
2 questions.
Scientists have
Just
been
2
probing the
questions.
Greenland ice sheet from the ground, air, and space. Now a new study uses those observations to see within the ice sheet, laying bare a tale more than 100,000 years in the making. When we look inside an ice sheet, we can see distinct layers formed by thousands of years of snowfall. As snow accumulates, these layers get progressively compacted into ice.
Okay, just one question. I'm so sorry for this. Just one question. What is the answer? What is the answer? Snowfall. Yes. The answer is snowfall. They said very clearly snowfall. It's just formed by snowfall. You don't have to say years of snowfall. No, only snowfall, because it doesn't make any sense using years of snowfall. Just take the layers of ice are formed by years of snowfall. No, it is only snowfall. Okay, so I'm really very sorry for this. Let's take another one. Another one. And here you will be able to listen to the whole text. And this is summary completion. Okay, again, the same thing. I'm not explaining any of the strategies. The same thing you need to apply. And 30 seconds. 30 seconds to do this task. Sorry, 30 seconds to read the questions. This is a long audio, so you may get distracted. So that is what is the point to be taken care of. You should not get distracted because they would be speaking here and there, and you should be able to understand that you have to be very much focused with the content that is given on the screen. Okay, so we can start, and I'm playing the audio now.
To get a precise history of a particular spot on an ice sheet, scientists drill into it and recover ice cores, which provide a record of the ice's age and what the past climate was like.
1 minute. I'll take you to the previous task, and I guess I can play the audio. I can play the audio from here. Just a minute. You must have listened to the audio, but now I'll play this as well because this is going to give the other answers as well. Okay, let me just present it as a solution. Okay, again, the same task.
To get a precise history of a particular spot on an ice sheet, scientists drill into it and recover ice cores, which provide a record of the ice's age and what the past climate was like. Seasonal variations, along with ash from volcanic eruptions, show up in the cores, allowing us to date the ice and correlate samples from different sites. To extend this age information across the ice sheet, the best tool that we have is ice-penetrating radar, mounted on aircraft flying low over the surface. Radar transmits electromagnetic pulses into the ice and records the reflected signals, allowing us to track the depth of the layers detected in the ice. Since 2009, NASA's Operation Icebridge has flown over Greenland more than 100 times with a wide variety of instruments, including radar, and produced vast quantities of data, adding to the work from many other missions. This has allowed researchers to get a precise.
Okay, so what are the answers? I guess now you should be comfortable. No, give the answers with the comma. Please give the answers with a comma. So you got only fifth one, is it? You did not get any other. Why do you want to write 100 times? I said very clearly it should be only a number, more than 100 flights. That's it. Others, please, 1,000. Where do you get 1,000? They clearly said 100 flights. Ice penetrating radar, yes. You can write radar, ice penetrating radar, or radar. Both are one and both can be written. So, so why not second one? Second one and third one. It is actually location which help to date the ice. Which help to date the ice. That is, which helps to form the ice. Okay, so that is why we call it as, they said very clearly, this particular eruptions or the ashes from the volcanic eruptions helps to date the ice. Okay, so yes, you must have missed that. The second one was spot. So instead of spot, you can also write location, you can write place, but the exact word that was described was spot. Okay, now ice penetrating radar for fourth one, or radar. They did not say radars. Muskan and the other one also said radars. No, radars is wrong. You cannot say radars. It is radar. They said very clearly, and even if you take the main thing, it is given is. So is taken for singular. So I should do it grammatically. If I find the singular, then I'll be taking it as radar. If there is R, if it is written R, I can take it radars. Okay, but I should not take it radars here, as it is given clearly is used to see how deep the layers in the ice are. And fifth one is not 100 times. Already the the noun is already given. So number nouns. So here you need to write only the number. No nouns, only the number. So it will be 100 flights. Okay, clear? Now let's move on to the next part where you have this particular section. Again, I guess you already had, taken that 30 seconds.
To get a precise history of a particular spot on an ice sheet, scientists drill into it and recover ice cores, which provide a record of the ice's age and what the past climate was like. Seasonal variations, along with ash from volcanic eruptions, show up in the cores, allowing us to date the ice and correlate samples from different sites.
Allowing us to date the ice and correlate with the samples. That was the answer for the, that was the description, the audio description that we had in the previous third one. Okay, now again.
To extend this age information across the ice sheet, the best tool that we have is ice-penetrating radar, mounted on aircraft flying low over the surface. Radar transmits electromagnetic pulses into the ice and records the reflected signals, allowing us to track the depth of the layers detected in the ice. Since 2009, NASA's Operation Icebridge has flown over Greenland more than 100 times with a wide variety of instruments, including radar, and produced vast quantities of data, adding to the work from many other missions. This has allowed researchers to generate a three-dimensional map depicting the age of the ice throughout the Greenland ice sheet. This 3D age map shows that 3 distinct periods of climate are evident within the ice sheet. The Holocene, shown here in green, the last ice age, shown in blue, and the Eemian, shown here in red. The top layers from the Holocene period formed during the last 11.7 thousand years and are fairly flat and uniform, though the thickness varies depending on how much snowfall occurred. Below this, deeper within the ice sheet, we see layers that formed during the last ice age. Layers from this period are darker and more complex, having been further squeezed and sometimes folded as they flowed over the rugged bedrock below. Deeper still are layers of ice left over from the warm period before the last ice age, more than 115,000 years ago. Eemian ice can reveal how the ice sheet responded to a period of warmth similar to the one we are experiencing today. Several ice cores have recovered Eemian ice, but it is difficult to interpret. This new map of the age of the ice sheet shows that there is more Eemian ice than expected in northern Greenland, where it may be easier for scientists to collect and analyze. This new analysis reveals a 3D map of the age of the Greenland ice sheet, from the oldest Eemian ice to the layers deposited during the last ice age to the ice that formed during the Holocene. The response of the ice sheet to past climate change led to its current age structure. Further study will help us better understand how the Greenland ice sheet will respond to today's changing.
It was difficult, right? So that is what is the point of today's class is, Amanjot, please wait to give the answers, have some patience. So the point is, in this way, you will find the difficulty level in your examination as well. Okay, so last section is going to be difficult, exactly the same way. So focus on section 4. Okay, focus on section 4. Majority of the times, you will face a difficulty, not able to get the answer. But yes, Gurpreet, very good, you have got the answers. But again, there is one just mistake. The correct answers are 11.7, darker, 115. Yes, exactly, 115. The fourth one is today. The fifth one is northern Greenland. It is northern Greenland. 11.7, darker, 115. After that, lost the track. Yes, of course. That was difficult, and that is why I marked the points where you should focus on. Eemian ice, they said very clearly that it is somewhere similar to our experience. It is not floated, it is darker. They said very clearly that it is flat, it is, it is compressed, it is compact, it is also darker, and there are many layers beneath the, beneath the top layer. They said there are many layers beneath the top layer, right? Only 1, 2, and 4 correct. Exactly. So this is what you need to understand about listening task. And I guess you have understood it very nicely. Section 1, easy. Section 2, moderate. Section 3, more than moderate. And section 4, most difficult. Okay, so always you will find questions like these in section 4. Clear? So this is what is listening module. And now, if you have any questions, you can ask me. This is the end of our session today related to the part. And yes, let me just give you some idea about the compass directions and the other parts that, we discussed in the earlier section of this session. So we have compass directions, which would be exactly according to this diagram that is given. North, south, west, east. So you need to focus on this. When you do map labeling, draw this particular direction diagram. When you're doing map labeling, this will help you more in understanding the directions. Also learn about the signposting language as well. Plus, if you want to understand it better way or in a detailed manner, take up a free demo session with us related to any module, whether it is listening, reading, writing, or speaking. And it will help you more in getting good bands, and that too getting good bands in first attempt. That is a major thing. Nobody wants to spend money again and again, right? frequently spending money, and that to 15,000, or I guess more than 15,000, is not a cup of tea for everyone. Right. So, ma'am, this 4 section is all right, but in the exam section 4, sometimes I often don't know which question is going on. Exactly. We'll do that. Gurpreet will do that definitely. I'll make sure that I, take difficult tasks in the next upcoming sessions, and I've done that. So nothing will be easy. Yes, but still I need to make the other candidates understand the difficulty level as well as the easy level. So I'll do both. Okay. Now, the next part is, this is signposting language. As I said, introduction, or yes, introduction, explaining the lecture, introducing the first section, finishing the first section, starting a new section to signal the end of the talk, or summing up, or giving the conclusion. So this is what is called as signposting language, which will help you in section 2 and section 4. Because signposting language is generally used in section 2 and section 4, where you have monologue, only one person speaking. So you will stick to the topic. When you listen that the speaker is saying that now we'll start the lecture, or now I would start describing about the particular location. So you have in your mind that the lecture has started, or you have in your mind that the questions have started. Okay. So this will help you in being somewhere around the topic, or the question, or the blanks, or the MCQs, and it will help you in getting the correct answers, right? So signposting language is very important. And again, to know more about these different factors, it is very important that you go in deep discussion or deep learning about the different modules. As I said, you can take up a free demo session with our expert trainers who would make you understand related to the strategies, right? Now, I have somebody who is raising the hand, and I guess I'm not able to see them. Okay, Joe, can you please give your question in the chat box? Please give your question in the chat box. Yes, of course, I'll explain the strategies, Gurpreet. Don't worry about that. So strategical part will start from tomorrow. This was just the understanding related to listening module. Okay. So now I would request, if you have any questions related to the listening module, you can definitely come up. Ma'am, can you unmute me? No, I cannot do that because it is technically done from the back end. And if I unmute, then definitely all will be, speaking at a time, and it will be a chaos. It will not look good. Whatever is your question, you can please, give me that question here. And also I'm going to, I'm going to add on. I am going to add a link wherein, in case if you have any doubt related to your queries, or if you want to join any session, take up a free demo session, or you would like to take up the live one-on-one session, you can just fill up this form that I've sent you, and your details will be submitted. Okay, so you can do this. Please do that. In case if you have any query related to the live one-on-one session, or related to the demo session, or if you want to join one-on-one session, you can do that by just filling up this form. And rest, we will meet tomorrow. And tomorrow's session is related to multiple choice questions and map labeling, where I'm going to give you different exercises, again, all difficult ones or with moderate difficulty, exactly according to the IELTS examination pattern. Okay, so you will listen to different, yes, ma'am, can you give tips on MCQs and questions? They give 3 to 4 options, and in recording, they use all the options. We'll be doing that, Joy, tomorrow. So please attend the session tomorrow. Tomorrow, we are going to do multiple choice questions and map labeling, right? This is the section which we would be covering tomorrow. So please attend tomorrow's session. Any other questions? Welcome, Gurpreet. Any other question? If no, then thank you so much. Also, would they have this background music? No, they won't have this. They won't have this background music, Muskan. It was just to make you familiar with the listening skills. And I would also request you that if you can search or Google no, it doesn't create any confusion. It is actually giving you the attention. It actually keeps you attentive with the content that you're listening to. Music never gives you any confusion. When you listen to any song, does it give any confusion? No, definitely not. Yes. So thank you, everyone. We'll meet tomorrow now. And tomorrow again at 7 p.m. with the strategies of MCQs and map labeling. Okay? Bye, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye. Yes. Thank you, Dilpreet. Bye, everyone. You can leave the meeting once. If I find no participants, only then I'll be able to end up the session. Bye. Bye, Hariharan. Bye.